that we just heard of the Holy Father passing overnight, what are your initial thoughts? I know that there's a lot to process, but maybe you can enlighten us on what your thoughts are this morning.
Well, on a human level, certainly a sense of sadness, the passing of a person who was really like, how else can I say it, but a father to me. And I felt so privileged, so graced by God to have that relationship and that support with him. Obviously, it's not like we had the opportunity to speak regularly, but through the years, he these 13 or so years since his election, his path and mine have crossed in ways that have been so enlightening and inspiring to me, both in his teaching and, of course, in his personal outreach and support. So there's sadness on that level. I knew, I think in my heart, as most of us did, that his time was limited. 88 years old, and having gone through what he did. And so there's also a sense that I'm happy for him, that he's been freed from the constraints of his broken, worn-out body. He gave it all, even to the very last day. And how extremely appropriate, really, for a person who sought the Lord and served the Lord all his life, that he should be called home to the Father on the day in which the whole church renews her hope and trust in God, whose Son came and gave his life for us and conquered the things that we find most difficult in life: suffering, sin, death. And so I think the very timing, if you will, of the Lord calling him home is itself a gospel message. And I can't help but be encouraged by that awareness.
The Holy Father, you of course had the opportunity to meet him here when he came to the borderland of Ciudad Juárez and El Paso. And I know that you've had many opportunities to speak with him in regards to El Paso and some of the things that have occurred in El Paso, like the shooting on August 3rd. So obviously his thoughts and prayers were here, along with the rest of the world, of course. Your thoughts on that and on his ministry, especially here in El Paso?
Well, in so many ways, this particular chapter of my life has been alongside Pope Francis in a certain way. I was one of his first appointments to a diocese in the United States. I became a bishop, named a bishop by Pope Benedict, but I was named to the Diocese of El Paso just within a month of his election. So that itself has been a privilege. The opportunity to invite the Holy Father to the border region, which I believe influenced in some way his decision of where to go in Mexico, and was already just an amazing honor to think that the invitation of myself, along with the other two bishops of our region, might have had some role in his decision to come. And then, when he did come, his kindness as I met him at the airport in Juárez and after the Mass, during the Mass, mentioning my name, and as he thanked El Paso for their participation as a sign of the binational reality of our region, that was just overwhelming. I received a call from him out of the blue after the death of George Floyd, and when I had prayed publicly for all of those whose lives were undervalued, especially African Americans, simply because of the color of their skin. He called with words of support and help at that time when there was a lot of recrimination for that public prayer. I had the opportunity to actually meet with Pope Francis, just he and I, when another meeting called me to Rome. He so graciously sat down with me on the 20th of September, just after his trip to Asia. And once again, so loving, so affirming of me and my ministry, as I was trying to thank him for his ministry and his service, his magisterium, as we call it, his teaching, carrying on the teachings of Christ in the church and applying it to situations in our world today. So I feel so blessed and so gifted, and as I pray for him, along with all the people of our diocese, I trust he'll be praying for us still. He won't forget us now. And so all of this brings me great hope, even in the midst of the loss of this man who has been such an historic and graced leader of the church that founded by Jesus.